Yeah, it's Dr. Doomsday. All right. Thought I'd show you some of the high-tech, gear I got. This, what you see is that most of these guys, they want to show you the basics. Most people don't need all that, right? But say you got a really bad situation, pandemic, got like say a nuclear attack, people got martial law going. You got to get out of the city and get to where you can actually live without getting attacked or persecuted or even killed and your stuff taken, right? So that's why I carry some of this extreme gear. I am the extreme survivalist, okay? So what I am going to show you some really cool stuff, all right? Got a little portable canteen, I got a water filter for it, and I also happen to have iodine treatment for the water. You want to put 3 drops of iodine per gallon of water, right? And let it sit for a few, lift the cap off, so that way the taste of the iodine it goes out into the air, right? But say, now I'm going to get some of this gear off so you can actually see what I look like. Take this goggles off, put my glasses on, so I need to get some contacts for those things. But anyway, what I've got here is something you don't see every day, all right? This is a side bag you carry off your shoulder, right? Now, if you look at my back, I've got a Gerber Woodsman machete. This is one of the best machetes you can buy. That's why I go with Gerber. I got a Gerber skinning tool for gutting and skinning your deer, all right, or other animals you got, okay? Absolutely one of the best I've ever seen. A lot of people don't understand when you gut your animal. The reason deer taste funny because most people don't know what they're doing. All right, this is what I'm going to tell you, and I'm sure Dave Canberra will agree with me. See this tool? This hook, and I'm sure he's got a knife kind of like that. This is a specialty tool for skinning and prepping your deer. But what you do is you make a small slice in their belly skin, right there about the groin. You take that hook and you put your 2 fingers up underneath the inside, and you put that hook down into that. And I've got a little knife edge on the inside edge here. And what you do is you start moving it back and cutting all the way up to the trachea area. All right. Now, the reason you put your 2 fingers in to guide it and keep it away from the internal organs, the intestines, the bladder, all that. If you hit any of those, they're gonna leak. You're gonna get some of the internal junk onto the meat. The hormones and other acids and stuff that are in that and the bile will taint your whole deer. All right, people don't understand because it'll circulate through all the veins, even though it's not pumping, it still gets on the meat. Okay, you can't just cut that area off. Okay, once you've done it, you ruin the deer. That's why I'm trying to show you the correct way. Now, that's what you use for gutting and skinning a deer. All right. Now, what I'm showing here is this survival bag has everything, and when I say everything, you wouldn't believe it. It's what I've got. It's not that hard to carry. It's not heavy. It's got everything from gauze pads, right, for medical purposes of any kind, right? I've got survival mirror, right, for reflecting, for signaling, and or for use out in the field. I also have some piece of MRE like drink, the milkshake, that stuff included in this small pouch in this area right here. All right. Also, remember I talked about last time how fire starting. This is the tin you would put your 100% cotton in to make charcoal. Right. This is exactly what I got. Now I double wrap this stuff all the time, and it wouldn't even be bad if you actually triple wrap this. I actually put a silica pack in there just to keep moisture out too. But I got this hole in the top, right? That's how you use this tin right here to make more if you need to. You open this up. It is still quite tight. And there you see it. 7 layers of char cloth inside the tin. All right. Get it right back in here. Remember what I told you about? You put your cloth in there, 100% cotton. It's gonna be a sheet, shirt, anything, doesn't matter. And then once you put it in the tin, you put that little hole in the center. You set it on your fire, and it'll actually cause it to cook the rest of the compounds out and just leave straight carbon. And you saw how fast that fire started when I used just a striker. Now you can use any of those. You can use the bow drill, the striker, even a magnifying glass, or that mirror I showed you on the backside has a convex mirror, which would actually focus the sunlight to a fine point, and you can actually start the fire with that too. All right, or you can use a battery with some steel wool, fine little steel wool on a 9-volt battery. Get it ready. You have your char cloth right there, wrap it around the edge, the little center part of the steel wool. Touches the 9-volt battery post. Bam! It'll start glowing. You just stick that in your tinder, and it's off and running. All right. There's so many ways to do this. It's incredible. They've got all sorts of other devices. Fire piston, where you put tinder down inside it, and you have a little hook tool. You ram it about maybe 10 times, you know. And the tinder, because of the compression, kind of like a diesel works, will actually cause it to combust, and then you pull the coal out and drop it in your char cloth again. All right. Now, I've got a survival blanket in this little one right here, but I've got a really better one, and it's made by a company called SOL, and you can imagine what that means. Okay, but it is in case you are out in the wilderness and you cannot get any warmth, and it's raining, right? Also carry this stuff like this. Nature's Valley granola bars, beef jerky, fishing kit with hooks, sinker, bobbers. And this is something most people don't know about or have. Say there's a nuclear blast, right? And you're getting some radiation downwind. A lot of those have radioactive iodine, and your thyroids will absorb that radioactive iodine and cause you to have thyroid cancer. Look what I got. IOSAT, right? This stuff is for taking, when that happens, it totally saturates your thyroid glands, keeping you from absorbing the radioactive iodine, all right? That's what I'm talking about. Some people just don't know that kind of stuff. I'm an extremist to this level. But remember I told you about this? This is really amazing. Breathable, respirant, escape, sleeping bag. All right. You see that? That's inside this pouch here with this. All right. It's got everything you need to keep warm. It's not only breathable, but it also keeps you warm. It reflects your body heat. It's unbelievable, fantastic. Okay. Say you get burns. I've got burn free, all right, which is a first aid patch for burns with an ointment embedded on it to help soothe the burn so that you're not in such pain. This is just amazing, the stuff I got in this thing, all right? I've got a lot of cordage, blood pressure cuff, all right, for checking your blood pressure. Small, easy to move around with, light, all right? Plastic bags. All right, now these are clear plastic bags for really main one purpose. All right, you take this, you take the plastic, rip the plastic bag off where a seam has, right? And you take this clear plastic bag and you put it over a branch, right? You open it up, put it over a branch of a tree, right? And then this lowest point here, you can either put a little rock or a weight to hold it down and tie it in place. So, and then you put a can or a bucket underneath it. And what happens is you close the rest of this off, and during the day, the leaves perspire and they get some moisture inside the bag. Now, when it starts getting cool in the evening, it'll condense and it runs down and goes into your bucket or container, and you're producing up to 4 quarts in a day, or night, I should say, what this thing operating. It's very, very good way to make water if you don't have any other source to get potable water from. All right. Now, I was talking about pandemic stuff, right? Well, or other types of things, a gas attack, right? And I've got in here a real gas mask. I carry this with me because you don't know when it's going to happen. So this is always on the spot. It even has a drinking tube. If you got a canteen that has that fitting on the top of the canteen for you to hook to, so you can stay inside the mask and drink potable water if you're thirsty. All right? But this is one good way to keep from getting bacteria or germs or virus. Now I've got another one in my survival vehicle that is just the best. It's got the chemical biological hood that goes with it. It's got the especially drinking port for drinking, and you can even give someone mouth to mouth with this tube on the mask. All right, it's very, very good mask. It's one of the best. Got the outside covers, to seal the plastic or Gore-Tex hood that cinches down around your neck. That keeps you from getting contaminated. All right. And what I have also, I fold that in here. What this is? This is a Contour Next Easy blood glucose meter. In case you're diabetic or you have somebody that's having a problem, you can check their blood glucose sugar to see if they need to have insulin or if they are in a bad shape that way. It's just a good thing to have on the spot. Okay. Now we got that. And that machete. This is one of the nicest things I like about this. This machete is definitely the weapon to have. It's got a hand loop, right? So you put this on your hand and you can't lose it when you're in combat, or say you got a grizzly sneaking up on you. You take his paws off with one swipe, well, maybe two with each one, right? And you finish him off with your 44 or your whatever you got it. But I'm actually going to like to try a nice 17-inch long spear. I'm talking about the blade being 17-inch long, and the rest of the spear may oak of about maybe 10 foot. All right, that would definitely put a kink in his day, and you'd be eating deer, bear meat and having a nice coat. Anyway, put this back in so nobody gets cut. Here's one mean. And by the way, I use that same sharpener that I used on my knife, that I used when I made the chicken and dumplings. Ceramic cutlery. You can shave with this good machete. Anyway, of course, when it starts getting dark, you gotta have a good flashlight. All right. What you see here is an ultrafire. All right. This flashlight has 3 modes. It's got a bright mode. This is, believe me, 1,200 lums, all right? It's got a dull for like low level, and for in defense, there you go. That will actually confuse the attacker, right? But it's rechargeable. It comes with 2 batteries. One that goes in it, and then one to carry. So if it gets low, you can swap out the batteries. Very, very good flashlight. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Now, next thing I'm gonna show you, I made myself. You got all these guys making sling bows that have and they're nice, and I went by the same area. Those guys know what they're talking about. Dave, Canterbury, definitely, but he's gonna like this. What I've got here is, of course, mine's a little, like I said, on the extreme level, right? You've got a wrist release that lets you pull back and hold the arrow for as long as you need before you fire it, okay? And I put a mount on it on the front. I also replaced the tubing with exercise tubing, which is much stronger, and it actually outperforms the spear gun stuff, which they won't sell you anything less than 50 feet, and they want quite a bit of money for that, all right? So this just happened to be, I come across some exercise device, and I've got a whisker biscuit. You see that whisker biscuit on there, right? That's a good one. But what else you see on there? Laser sight. Ah! I'll tell you what. You pull that back, put an arrow in it, put that laser sight just by pushing your hand, grabbing that thing, wherever that laser sits, that's where that arrow goes. It's great, absolutely 100%. You know, or you can use just regular. You don't even need to use a laser. You can just put your arrow in there. I've got some arrows I'm going to show you. You know, that I've got for this bow. Now, the thing about regular arrows, what I'm going to show you, got broadheads, and these will penetrate. Now what I've done is, because people have these other bows that have this little like 2 or 3 or 4 arrows on it, right? You know what? Not. Okay? That's why I made a sling. Now I made a quiver, but I made it out of a golf bag. An old golf bag. So I can put just, you know, after I put the one bag on one side, I put this across on the other side. So that I can draw an arrow out of the bag, put it in the sling bow, you know, with my wrist thing on, and I can just hit my target, grab another one, put it in here, again, you know. Why mess with hitting it once when you can hit it twice? It's called double tap. But anyway, this is some of the things I'd bring forth and show you guys, you know, fishing gear and all that. Now, I've got a lot more stuff in here, but I don't think I have that much time. I want to, you know, put this on there so you can see just the basics then. Because in all reality, what I got in here, I got every kind of salve, stingies for in case bug stings, try antibiotics, which has a pain reliever. I've got Silvadine cream for burns beside the burn packs I've got for, you know, that. I have eye wash in case you get something in your eye, you can wash it out of your eye. All right. Real good climbing rope. And of course, nobody wants to leave home without good cordage. You got all sorts of applications. Say you want to make a spear, you can use this to lash your spear on. So that cool. You can put this on your belt if you want. Of course, I always carry my Gerber on my you know, hip here. All this other stuff. I got so much. I got aspirin. I've got first aid burn cream, the smaller ones, you know. I've got more sting relief only in packets form. All this stuff, you know, and it just helps keep. Oh yeah, add some Q-tips, regular Q-tips, right? This bag that I got is an older bag that I've had for a while, but I've adapted to put some good stuff. Now, you get to the other stuff, this is really where it gets really wild. You've been wounded. Something's going on. You got hurt, right? You got something in you, you know, stuck in your arm. You know, I wouldn't say try to dig around in you, but I've been actually learning human physiology, and, you know, that way I can look at all the different parts. I know how to tell what, you know, by what is the center of your body, what's on the external part of your body, where your organs are. But say you got something, you know, say you got a bad laceration or cut. This is a military tourniquet. All right, you lash it onto the arm or leg that you've got a bad injury, and you take this and you tighten it, and it draws it up good and tight, and you can fasten it in place, or you let it every once in a while, you start to go numb, let a little bit through so you can get some, at least some blood through to it. Don't let it bleed out, and you refasten again. But then I've got stuff like real surgical scalpels, okay, scissors for cutting your clothing away, hemostats and clamps in case you got a vein that's been, you know, badly injured and you're trying to stop the bleeding. You go and you clamp it off, and you can tie them off if you need to. Look at these surgical sponges. Ah! Talk about being prepared, even in surgery. I got forceps, rubber gloves always. You always want to have rubber gloves if you're going to do any kind of surgical work on yourself, so you don't get infection. I got antibiotics of 6 different kinds in here too. Believe that, this is incredible. That's why I put this thing together, so it's actually one of the best survival. Oh, I got at least 4 lighters. So my striker bar. I've got all sorts of tools, in case you need them. Sharpener. You always got to carry that in case when your knife gets a little dull. Put this fishing gear back in here. Jerky. This bag is amazing how much it holds. It's impressive, you got to put this back in here with a gas mask, right? That fits right in here. Acts right away. Quick release snaps so you can get it out quickly. Okay. All right, I just wanted to show that basic kit there that I've got. This is what I usually carry with me on when I'm out doing some kind of hunting. I got my release there. These arrows, they're definitely show you some broadheads on this. This is what this sling bow fires. I won't fire one because I really don't have a good target, where I'm at in this area, but it's easy to load. You just drop it into the whisker biscuit. You're like right here, bing. Put this in the back of the string itself. All right. This is great for hunting wild boar. Heck, you can even go squirrel hunting because of that laser. You can hit small animals with no problem. That's what I'm talking about right here. You draw that all the way back and you let that go by hitting this trigger. It's done. It's right on. And then you put the laser, right? See that? There's a laser dot right there. Sure you guys can see that, right? You pull that back, put that right, bam! It's hit. That would practically went right where I wanted it. Where the laser dot was. But anyway, I figured you'd enjoy this video. Yes, I am the extreme level of survival. But, just like the Boy Scouts, always be prepared. And the Marines adapt and overcome. Alright? You'll always be ready for this. Just keep it with you. You have a great one.